The Kundalini is the energy that drives your awareness. Now, some aspects of your Kundalini are working beneath the surface. They're energizing the different aspects of your mind. If your Kundalini was not working, you would simply be aware of yourself being a physical body. You'd simply be aware of what's immediately around you in the environment. And you wouldn't have access to any of the higher aspects of your mind. So as this Kundalini energy operates in the background, it animates these higher aspects of your mind. Now, the Kundalini can go into different stages of intensification, which we explain in our training when we teach this as part of the Mudrashram Master Course of Meditation and also as part of the Accelerated Meditation Program. But basically, we can say that the Kundalini, when it becomes sufficiently intensified, it begins to rise like a current of energy up through each of the vehicles of consciousness. Now, in the Mudrashram system, we do not drive your Kundalini beyond your cutting edge of spirituality. So we train you how to bring that up to where your soul is, where your ensouling entity is, where your cutting edge is. And we teach you how to bring it up to that level, how to recognize it. Okay? So that's what we call the ascending phase of Kundalini. Now, the second aspect of Kundalini is when it has gone up to the top, it begins to descend, but it begins to bring down with it the energy that we call the Shakti. And the Shakti is very nourishing. It's very healing. It purifies your inner vehicles. It animates the different centers within those vehicles. It feeds each of those centers with light. It may activate your abilities in those higher forms. So as it descends, it is opening, enlivening, nourishing, healing, retuning each of your vehicles of consciousness until it descends back into its normal state again. Now there's a third phase of Kundalini that we call the emergence phase, or sometimes we call it the opening phase of Kundalini. Now, when your vehicles of consciousness are in balance, you typically will not experience this. But sometimes when people do practices that misalign an aspect of their consciousness, they experience something which is called emergence, which means that material which is buried in the unconscious mind begins to come forward. Okay? It might take the form of different behavioral expressions. You might spontaneously start moving. You might have tics, where you have twitching. It might take the form of spontaneous speech, where you start speaking something that's in your unconscious mind. It may also take the form of glossolalia, when you start speaking in an unknown tongue. Other phenomena that can come up can be different feelings. You may start processing different emotions, start processing maybe a traumatic experience that was buried in your unconscious mind. So you might start processing that. You might have certain visions. You might hear certain voices. If this emergence phenomena is very intense, it can interfere with your ability to function in your personality. And this leads to a condition that we call Kundalini emergency syndrome, where this emergence phenomena becomes so overwhelming that it overwhelms your ability to function in your personality and to function in your body. Now, if you study with us, you will learn how to awaken your Kundalini in a safe way, in the way it was meant to be awakened, and not doing any types of procedures that will create emergence phenomena for you. So, as your vehicles of consciousness are operating in the state of balance, you will not have any of these emergence phenomena. But you do need to know how to awaken your Kundalini in the appropriate way. We teach that in the Mudrashram Master Course in Meditation, and you can also learn that in the Accelerated Meditation Program.